Guy, have fun now.
Omo, I'm not really fine. Do you know they paid me last week and right now I can't even boost up to 10,000 naira in my account?
Seriously?
Yes.
Did you budget?
Which one is budgeting? Now I'm not a politician.
That's why your money is missing like NEPA light.
But I didn't buy anything serious, shoes, bags, the thing that guys need now. And just like that, fiam, the money has disappeared.
But it's all these little things. That's why it's taking your money.
Nah. But what should I do?
See, you have to create a budget. You have to track your spending. You have to prioritize your needs over your wants. And you have to save before you spend, not the other way around.
So what you're trying to say that this money management thing is no child's play?
It's no child's play at all.
The Money Click is an annual financial literacy program to help you up your money game. The Money Click is not just about money, it's about mindset. So in the Money Click program, go beyond budgeting to rewire your thinking, to rewire your mindset, to change your thinking about income, to change your thinking about money management. So we'll help you grow your income, we'll help you manage it, we'll help you invest with confidence. Money is not just about what you know. Money is more about how you behave. And every day in the Money Click program, what we'll try to do is to influence how you behave about money. This is not just financial education. This is financial transformation. I will hope to see you become a part of it. Thank you.
Okay, hello everyone. Good afternoon and welcome to another Wednesday live session. Welcome and welcome and welcome. Thank you very much for being here once again. Today is the 4th day of March 2026, and it's a beautiful day indeed. You are all welcome. For those of us who are coming from the Becoming an Emotionally Intelligent Parent course, I hope your yellow blanket was yellowing this morning. Okay, well, welcome to today's live session. Oh, I see you all in the comment section. Thank you very much for being here and being on time. Yes, good morning to you all. I see all billionaires in the house. So many billionaires in the house. Welcome to all billionaires in the house. You are all welcome. Good to see you all. Everywhere is buzzing. I see YouTube is buzzing. I see Facebook is buzzing. I see Instagram is buzzing as well. Thank you so much, everyone, for being here. Books by Ida. Everyone is here. Oh, this is really, today is a good day. Today is a good day. Today might be the most compliant day on our live sessions as it is. With the amount of people that we have. Please, if you're here and you know someone who is supposed to be here, just help us notify them and tell them that there's something going on right now and they need to be a part of it. So just send out the link of this live session, whichever one they can relate to, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, whichever one. Kindly please send out to people, send out your contacts, share on your status, share with your contacts so they can join us. This live, sharing this live can be a blessing to somebody. It can be a gift to somebody. Because today we're going to be talking about what a lot of people do not know about, how your mindset sabotages your budget. A lot of things we try to do is to not just to look at money from the outward part. We try to also look at money from the inward part. And that inward part of money or approach that we take here in the Naira Academy is one thing that a lot of people do not know, right? And that's the reason why we always encourage people to come and join us, because you're going to learn something that you didn't even know existed. But yet, when you learn it, you understand that, yes, this explains why I do what I do. And this explains why I can't do certain things. I find it difficult or struggle with certain things. So today we're going to be looking at how your money mindset sabotages your budget. How your money mindset sabotages your budget. A lot of people do not know the connection between the mindset and finance, but there's a huge connection, right? A lot of people think that following the budget, not calculating it now, not making it. A lot of people think following the budget is a problem with maths. but it's not. It's mindset, it's discipline, right? You can have the best budgets, you can have the best budgeting app, you can have the neatest spreadsheet, wonderful, well done budget, wonderfully done, everything on point. In fact, when they look at your budget, it will look like, this can be a template to sell to other people. This is the budget to emulate. Well, I can see some people saying, complain about audio. It might be yours, man, because I think other people can hear me. So yes, you might have to check your audio. Tita Academy, ma, you have to check your audio, because yes, I think my audio is good on this side. All right. Okay. All right. Okay. So thank you very much. I see someone saying shared link on status. Thank you. That's what we need. Thank you very much. Loud and clear. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you very much, sir. Mr. Adeni. Thank you so much, sir, for that. Okay. All right. Okay. So, okay. Everyone can hear me. I'm so glad that it is so. All right. So let's go back to what we're trying to establish. So I was saying that a lot of us are very good with making budget. For some people, their problem is doing the budget. For some people, making the budget is not the problem. Some people can create budgets for Africa, right? Wonderful spreadsheets, or they can use the best app. Some people even pay for the apps they use for budgeting. They have the most detailed plan, but at the end of the day, they still fail at following this plan. So the problem is not that they don't have a budget. The problem is that they can't follow the budget. They can't follow the budget, right? And the reason most times is because your beliefs about money quietly overrides your plans. Your budget is your plan, but you have an ingrained subconscious belief that most times overrides that plan, right? So a budget is logical, very logical. But money behavior is emotional. And like I will always tell you, when our brain is allowed to choose between emotions and logic, the brain would always choose emotions. Right? So whenever logic and emotions clash, mindset always wins. Emotions always wins. Right? So that's why your money behavior takes an upper hand more than the budget. That's the reason why at the beginning of this video, there was an advert that rolled, right? That says that what you know, how you behave about money is more important than what you know. Why? Because our lives are being run by habits. Our lives are being run by patterns, right? And that's the reason why how you behave is more important. It's not important. What you know is not as important as how you behave. No, it's not. How you behave is the most important thing. That's why it takes precedence. Before you even think of what you know, the behavior have already taken place. Before you think of, oh, what do I do? What is even in my budget? Because it's a habit, you've already spent the money. You spent the money. And that's the reason why in the Money Click program, it's not just only about, the Money Click is not just about giving you knowledge. It's about rewiring your mindset, right? There's something about hearing something every day. The more you hear it, the more your mindset changes, right? What we hear is powerful. One of the ways that we're programmed is through the things that we heard, right? The things that we saw. The way we can also begin to reprogram is by hearing differently and by seeing differently. And that's what Money Click is about. It's about helping you reprogram your mindset one step at a time. It seems like it's nothing. At first, it seems like this is not anything, but trust me, right? Continuous, consistent accumulation of those small ideas will turn out to become something big for you at the end of a long period. It's just like somebody who starts going to the gym. At first few months, it seems like nothing is happening. Give the person more time. The results begin to show, but it accumulates gradually. All right? So back to what we're talking about. what is money mindset really? Because we're trying to establish that, okay, your money mindset has a lot of influence over how you manage your money. What then is this money mindset? What is it? Right? What is the money mindset? So, your money mindset is the set of beliefs you formed about money, childhood experiences, from what you watched your parents do, from scarcity or abundance growing up, from shame, from fear, from pressure, from survival. A lot of us, we still handle money as though we're a 12-year-old. I'm going to give you an example. I'll tell you a story. You know, someone reached out one time after I had a class similar to this, and the person told me that she became a rebel to her parents the day at 12 she asked her dad for money to buy something. They were together and she saw a sweet or something she liked, and she told her dad, "Dad, please, I would like to buy this thing. Can you help me get it? Can you help me buy this thing?" And she said, the father said no. No, without reason. Like I always tell you, whenever you try to say no to your children, especially when it has to do with money, explain your reason why. So the father said no without any reason. And from that day, she felt the father was wicked. So she began to rebel against the father, especially against the things the father was teaching her about money. Now, as a 40-year-old, she's still carrying that rebellious pattern, right? That rebellious pattern led her to mismanage money at that age. She said at that age, she started stealing. She started stealing her father's money. But still, at 40, she's still running her money mindset with the same mindset of the 12-year-old. So a lot of the things that we do today is as a result of our childhood. It's as a result of the things we saw in our childhood, the things we heard, the experiences that we had, right? And we still carry it on till today because we haven't healed. We still haven't healed because those experiences have become traumatic. Right? A lot of us watch our parents do a lot of things. Some of our parents normalize debts. So we watch them go through from one debt to another, from one debt to another. And a lot of us grew up seeing these things and we just saw it like debt is normal. It's a normal thing to be in debt. Right? It's mindset. If you happen to see that it's okay, it's normal to be in debt, then it's a mindset something. Because it is not okay, it is not normal to be in debt. Right? Those on Instagram, I see you very much, ma'am. I see you all the way from Ireland. I see you, ma'am. All right. So mindset is a lot. It's a lot. It's a whole lot. It can do a whole lot to your money behavior. And that's where people look the least. I say it, and it's not just about having to talk about that other people are not doing enough. Different people have different approaches to their money teachings. But I always say that the Naira Academy is the only place you will come to learn about money, and you will begin to understand that there's a mindset part of money. A lot of people, they'll just jump in to tell you budget, invest, invest. But you know the truth. The truth is you can decide to budget and invest. But if you have not healed your money patterns, no investment or budgeting will work for you. There are people who have been struggling with budgeting and investing for the longest time, right? But because they haven't healed their patterns, they still can't get over it. So it's not about having the best budgeting app. It's not about having the best knowledge. You can have an encyclopedia of budgeting, but if your mindset about budgeting is not right, then you will struggle. You will struggle. If you begin to see debt, if debt was a normal thing for you, seeing debt all around you, grow up, everybody's in debt, you will see it as normal. No matter how much you budget, you will still get into debt. It's somebody in the Money Click program that shared that Just a few weeks ago that she shared this. She shared her win, but when she came into the money click last year, she shared something. She said that until the money click, she didn't realize that debt was normalized around her growing up. She said people around her growing up, even family members, always said that debt is normal. That after all, the Nigerian government in debt, like so, it is okay to borrow. So she grew up normalizing debt. Before the money click program, she had worked for 8 years in the bank. 8 years. And in those 8 years, she was wallowing in debt. But for the first time this year, she became debt free. She became debt free. Not just debt free, she now owns two plots of land where she lives in Kano. So it's a mindset thing. So what she needed was not really budgeting. What she needed first, before the budgeting, was a mindset shift. What a lot of us need is a mindset shift. We need to start seeing things differently from the way we have always seen them, from the way we've been raised to see them. A lot of us, our mindset is from scarcity. There are some of us that we grew up in so much scarcity. Scarcity is another name I like to use for poverty. A lot of us grew up in poverty, right? That it was so bad that it has caused a lot of trauma for us today. It has built the mindset to have around money today. And that's why I tell people who overcompensate for their children. I tell them the problem is that you grew up in scarcity. You see some people that they will tell you, no, and my children must have the best. Hey, there are the things I did not have. It is because of the kind of mindset they came to develop because of the scarcity they had in their childhood. So they now feel they need to give their children everything, not knowing that in giving them everything, they can ruin them. For some people, it works on the opposite. They don't even give at all. They become akagon, aradites. You know, nothing they come out from their hand. That is how our experiences begin to shape our money beliefs. It becomes a belief. Some people believe, oh, no, money, I just have to spend money. Some people believe money is for spending. Money is for spending. I should not spend money. No, spend it. Spend money. I need to spend money. It's a mindset thing. It's a mindset thing, right? The problem is that most times we don't look at the mindset before we begin to apply the skills. And when we don't do that, that's when we struggle, right? So some of us were shamed around money, right? Some of us were raised with fear around money. Some of us today, we can't look at our bank accounts twice. Some of us we don't check. Some of us will have a lot of money trauma. Our money beliefs are ingrained in money trauma. Some of us don't check our alerts. We are here. Oh. We are here. People, as they are spending, they don't open it to check. Once the salary comes in, the only thing they check is when the money comes in, they'll check and see the money. Once they start spending, they don't check anything again. As they are spending, they're not looking at it. They don't want to look at it. Right? It is the kind of money belief that have shaped, or the kind of experiences that have shaped their money beliefs. Right? Some people's money belief is ingrained in pressure. For some people, everything about money for them, they adhere to pressure, family pressure, everything. There are people that somebody told me, I had a friend that for years, he wasn't moving the way his finances were not moving the way it was supposed to move. Why? Because of family pressure. Family pressure. So because of family pressure, he was busy focusing on his family. And even his business was suffering for it, and he didn't even realize it. He didn't realize it. Why? Because he was programmed by his parents to think that your first priority in life is to take care of all the children that will give him birth to. His parents has 8 children. He's the first. That programming, the moment he broke out of that programming, there was war in his house. When I was where I am, I said, I don't cause wahala. There was war in his house, but he wasn't growing. He was stagnated at some point. The business seemed not to be moving. Why? Because requests here and there. He was constructed. He was programmed to yield to every family pressure. He couldn't say no to one. The day he said no, that was when everything changed. He became a bad person in the family. So even sometimes, right, our money mindset is even deliberately programmed by our parents. Some parents deliberately program firstborns. There's something there. Firstborns go through a lot. Firstborns go through a lot. Some firstborns they are programmed to be burden carriers. They are programmed to be burden carriers. It's deliberate. It's deliberate. It might not be with bad intention, but it's deliberate to program them that way. So from small, they start telling them that it is your responsibility to cater for your siblings. It is your responsibility to. That forms their money belief. I've seen people that have come out of regret to say, I spent all my life taking care of my siblings. When they are able to stand on their feet and I had issues, they forgot all about me. Things like that have happened over and over and over again. Right? Some people's money belief is ingrained, it's all about survival. There are people that make a lot of money today, so much money, but they still live like they're just surviving. It's not like they don't enjoy their life, it is because they don't create wealth. When you're raised a survivor, you think money is just for meeting needs alone. You will not see that there's a part of money that you're not meeting up with, and that's the wealth building part. Right? So all these things are shaped in our childhood, and by the time you're an adult, you don't just begin to use money, you begin to react to it. Begin to react to it. Growing up, my father, when you talk about money, his body starts biting him. It's not because of the money, it is because of the belief deep down in his heart. So, how we react to money sabotages our budget. If you react to it thinking that debt is normal, if you react to it thinking that everything you have should be spent, it will sabotage your budget. Right? And there are very common money mindsets that kill budgets. Let's look at some of them. Number one, money mindset that kills our budget is that money is for solving problems. A lot of us, that's the mindset we have. Money is only for solving problems. Yes, thank you so much. Were their retirement plans? Were their retirement plans? Money is only used for solving problems. That mindset comes from growing up in survival mode. When you grew up in an environment where it was about survival, it's about meeting one need to another. It's about every day na wahala, every day na problem, right? Once money comes in, your parents rush to fix something, right? You even spend before you start planning. So when you're raised with that kind of mindset, budgeting will feel pointless because you're always in the race of catching up, right? So the result is going to be that you're not going to have savings, you won't no buffer, no constant stress. And constant stress. Number two, mindset that sabotages our budgets is the I deserve this mentality, or I deserve it. And most times, this I deserve it mentality is not entitlement. It's emotional exhaustion. Emotional exhaustion, right? After that Lagos traffic, when family pressure comes, after work stress, after all this stress at work and all that, right? You now begin to use spending as therapy. Spending becomes therapy for you. For some of us, spending has become therapy for us. So after all the hassles, you just tell yourself, I need to enjoy myself. I deserve this thing. And in the I deserve it, before you know it, everything goes. You wait for the next one again. Right? So it's something to be wary. So when you tell yourself, when you come to that point where you begin to use spending as therapy, your budget, even if your budget says no, your emotions are already saying yes. At that point when you're telling yourself, God, I think I did this thing now. I deserve this. Please, please just take the money and give it to me. I deserve this. I deserve this service right now. Spend the money. At that point, your budget is saying, no, no, you didn't budget for this thing, no, you didn't budget for it, so don't go, don't do it. Your emotions have already said yes. And it is the emotions that you're going to follow. See, what helps you in life is not just about money. How you win to become more successful is learning how to harness the power of your emotions. I taught this in the Mastery of Self-Discipline course for those who are in the Money Click program. If you've not listened to it, go back to it. It's free for all Money Click members. Right? So even if your budget says no, your emotions are saying, I've suffered enough. I've suffered today. The traffic today is something else. I don't suffer. I need to compensate myself. I need to compensate myself. Right? And what's the result? The result is that your budget breaks under emotional spending. If you're an emotional spender, you can't keep a budget. If all your spending is as a result of how you think you feel at that time, then you can't follow a budget. And that's why you need discipline. Discipline is doing what you need to do, whether it feels like it or not. Most times we want to do things that we feel like doing. If you do things you feel like doing every time, you would not be on the right path. Why? Because sometimes your emotions are not there sometimes your emotions can sabotage you. Why? Because your emotions just want you to have comfort. Let's move on. Number 3, I'll balance it later thinking. You know that thinking of I'll balance it later, right? Your mindset assumes future discipline will fix present decisions. For anything you do, it just assumes that later I'll balance it later. I'll balance it later. It assumes that future discipline will fix your present decisions. So you spend now believing that next month you will balance and make up for what you spend. I know there are people here who must have done that. You spend excessively. You did the budget too, but you now spend so much this month, and you tell yourself, I've spent so much, I'll balance. Let me just finish the spending I've started. Next month I'll balance it. That's you assuming future discipline for your present decisions. You spend now believing that you will adjust later. You spend now believing that something will work out later. But you know the truth? Later never comes. Later never comes. That's how you've been doing it, and there has never been any later. Right? And the result is that budgeting becomes reactive for you, not intentional. You must be intentional with it. You must follow through with it. Right? Number 4 is scarcity mindset. People with scarcity mindset fear money won't come again. There's that fear. You see, people with scarcity mindset, they can save for Africa. People with scarcity mindset they can save. But you see, when it comes to investing, by the way, from next week, everything we're going to be talking about will be yielding towards investing, especially stock investing in this month. So you see people that come from scarcity, they want to save. They want to save, but they do not have the mindset to invest. Why? Because they want to feel safe. They want to feel safe. For some of us, some of the things that is holding us or keeping us from growing is that idea of safety. That idea of safety. We want to feel safe. Right? We want to have a sense of security. And because we want that sense of security, what we do is that we are sabotaging ourselves without knowing it. And it all comes from the scarcity mindset. And scarcity mindset doesn't mean that you have no money in your bank account. You can be rich and yet have scarcity mindset. Right? So scarcity mindset makes you feel money won't come again. So when it arrives, for some people, they spend quickly. When it tilts to the negative more, they spend very quickly. Why? Because they feel like, now that I've seen this money, I don't know when. a lot of poor people, like really poor people, are on this table. Poor people don't believe that money should come into their hands. What are they keeping it for? Since I've been suffering, now when they think they might make I enjoy myself, I don't know when I will see them again. That's the mindset. And it results from scarcity. They spend very quickly. They just rush immediately and enjoy themselves immediately. Right? Some even fear saving. What are they save the money for? For some on the other side of the spectrum, they overdo it. They save and they can't even use the money for themselves. Why? Because they're afraid something might go wrong later. So you just keep saving. What they don't realize is that saving money is not a strategy. The money should be invested, not be saved. Right? So for people like this, a budget feels like, what if I need it later and it's locked? What if I need it later? I should do budgeting. I should go and invest the money. What if I now need the money? To feel like money is hard to come by. That's what scarcity does to a lot of us. They say invest 40% of your income or 30%. This money, if I invest in, what if I now need this now? What will I now do? Why? Because you are constantly feeling like you still have that scarcity mindset in you. If you ever find yourself in that position where you have an option to invest, you have an option to save, or put the money away where you can't reach it, and then you're telling yourself, what if I now need the money? What will I do? That is scarcity mindset ringing. That's scarcity mindset ringing. Right? And because of that, there's no consistency. There's constant anxiety. Number 5 is budgeting is punishment belief. There's this category of people that feel like that budgeting is punishment. Right? Some people feel budgeting is punishment. For them to budget, they feel like, you just want to punish. You want to punish me. Why do you want to punish me for nothing? Why do you want to punish me for nothing? People say that. Like, why would I punish myself budgeting? Right? See, the problem with people who feel budgeting is punishment or who believe budgeting is punishment is that a lot of people were introduced to budgeting only during crisis. A lot of us didn't have to learn a lot of things until you don't read, like we say in Nigeria. They were introduced to budgeting only during crisis. Only when money finished, that's when they were introduced to budget. Only when debt piled up, that's when they were introduced to budget. Only when shame entered the picture, that's when they were introduced to budget. So it now makes budgeting feel like suffering. Makes it feel like suffering, right? And the result with this kind of mindset is that the moment things improves for that person, they abandon the budget. People who see budgeting as punishment abandon it the moment things improve. They are introduced to it when things are hard. Let's say they had debt and they had to pay off. Immediately they pay off their debt, they abandon the budget. They started budgeting when things were so tough. Immediately it gets better, they abandon the budget. It's because they linked up budgeting with punishment. So they quickly and immediately do away with it. Right? Number 6. Number 6 is one that a lot of us are on the table of number 6, right? Which is the social validation mindset. Social validation mindset. And it's very powerful. A lot of us get into spending to belong. We have the social validation mindset preventing us from adhering to a budget. In other words, you could call it peer pressure. Peer pressure, right? Another name for social validation mindset, peer pressure. It's another reason why some of us can't follow a budget. We can't. Because we tell ourselves we need to follow a budget, and before you know it, we are spending just because we want to belong. Before you know it, you are not supposed to be there. Your budget does not allow you to be there, but you now decide to just show face. You just show face. Make I just go show face. From showing face, you spend. You will never plan to be a part of whatever, but you decide to eventually spend because you want to avoid embarrassment. Who is embarrassing you? What's your business? Eh? And all this thing is as a result of the mindset that we've come to develop. See, there are some people that they have a mindset that keeps sabotaging them. For this embarrassment one, I'll tell you a story that I told here before, but for the benefit of those who were not here then. So, in my neighborhood, the church wrote me a message and they said that they would like me to come and be a part of the bazaar. It was the Catholic church nearby when I was living in Makodi. They would like me to come be a part of the bazaar and support them. I said, okay. I wasn't going to be around that period. I was going to travel. And then I called a young man who was a neighbor. And he was close to me. And I told him that I'll need you to go and represent me there and just buy anything you can with 40,000. And I gave him 40,000. And I told him, this is the budget I have, and this is what you can spend. He got there, and eventually he spent 80,000. I said, why did you spend 80,000? Why did you take money out of your money? And it felt somehow that people were just buying more things. That it just felt somehow to just live there with just one small article. He was trying to avoid the embarrassment for what was not his business. It was all his mindset. And it's because of where he was coming from. There are a lot of people who are always saying, let it not seem like. Let it not seem like. There are people that they will be in a group where people are contributing money and they won't stick to their budget. They will contribute more just because they don't want it to look like, may not be like. Or the people are contributing a certain amount of money and they don't want to go below to avoid embarrassment. So they maintain status quo even though they don't have the money. Right? Yes. Pity or shame spending. A lot of us do it every time, all the time. A lot of us spend to meet family expectations, even when we're not able to. Even when we're not able to. We just want to tell our families that yes, everything is all right. I had the young man who was spending so much on his family, not because of anything, but because he didn't want his family to see him like he was, they don't do well. He wanted the family to see him like he was doing okay. But the problem was that the more he did it, the more the expectations increased. Until it got him here. So a budget says no, the society says yes. And most times, what a lot of us follow are the society. Right? Thank you. This is the reason why we have a lot of pledges that are not paid off after bazaar. Yes. Why? Because most times when people are making those pledges, they don't have the money. It's just pressure. They're just doing all those things. The biddings are coming just because other people are bidding, people are calling a lot of money. They feel like they should do the same, even when they don't have the money. Even when they don't have the money. Make I know for my hand mindset. You just summarized it. Make I know for hands. Make I know for hands. Make I know for hand mindset. That's just it. Make I know for hands. Right? And this is a problem. When you have this kind of mindset, pressure overrides planning. At that point in time, pressure would override your plan. I gave that boy a plan, spent 40,000, but he got there and he spent 80. Pressure overrode the plan that I gave him. Right? And then, one thing about mindsets, right, is that logic alone can't fix it. Logic alone can't fix it. So it's not enough to just say, I will be disciplined. Right? People just say, oh, I'll just control myself, or I'll just stick to the budget. But the truth is, all those things you say to yourself, they become unreliable when you're tired, when you're tired and you have to fall back to having to spend as therapy. It becomes unreliable when you're stressed. It becomes unreliable when you're emotionally triggered. It becomes unreliable when you're under pressure, right? And that's why budgets fail repeatedly. So, like I said, you don't rise to the level of your plans, you fall to the level of your beliefs. So, you have to change your beliefs. You must change your beliefs around money. You need to rewire your mindset, right? Now, how do you fix the mindset budget conflict? Right? The first thing you do is you redefine what the budget is. You tell yourself a budget is not a restriction, a budget is self protection. That's what it is. Right? A budget doesn't stop enjoyment. That's not what a budget does. A budget stops regrets. A budget helps you to plan so that you don't enjoy and regret. There are a lot of us, but for every time we enjoy ourselves, we regret it. For every time we tell ourselves, I want to go out and enjoy myself, you regret it after. Anybody ever been on that shoes? Just let us know in the comments. Right? That you told yourself, I want to enjoy myself. But after that enjoyment came regrets. Right? Sometimes it could be trauma. It could just be trauma. It could just be you not telling yourself that you're not enough to enjoy enough. But sometimes it could just be as a result of the mindset that you have. Right? The mindset that does not allow you to begin to put boundaries the moment you tell yourself, I want to enjoy. So because you don't put boundaries, you now overspend. So at the end of the day, you find out that I spent way more than what I was supposed to spend here. Right? Thank you very much. Thank you very much. I see comments. Great. Great. Thank you. Thank you so much. Wonderful comments I see. Right? Thank you. So these are the issues. These are the issues. These are the issues a lot of us encounter, a lot of us have. These are the reasons why our mindsets, for some of us, the problem is that our mindset does not allow us. It doesn't allow us. Right? It doesn't allow us. So we need to redefine what it is that we know budgeting as. That's the only way we can start this process. Redefine it. Stop seeing it the way you see it. Number 2 is address emotional spending very honestly. Right? Address emotional spending. Right? And how do you do that? Begin to ask yourself what your emotional triggers are. What emotions trigger my spending? Is it stress? Is it Lagos traffic that triggers your spending? You need to know what triggers your spending. Right? What am I trying to escape? Ask yourself, what are you rewarding? Some people are still rewarding their 12-year-old self that was deprived. All right? So most times, one thing about money is that when you take a very good look at money, money reveals unhealed stress. Money reveals unhealed trauma. It reveals it a lot. Number 3 is build systems that bypass emotions. Build systems that bypass emotions. Because the problem here is your emotions, right? Your emotions are the problem. So how you can come out of it is by building a system that will bypass the emotions. And how do you do that? You automate your savings. You automate money going into your investment account. You have separate accounts for different purposes. You have spending limits. If you know that you can overspend, put a daily spending limit and bypass that emotion. Stop yourself from having the leverage to yield to emotions. All right? If possible, put yourself on weekly allowances. If you know that if you put all the money in one place at once, you can spend it all at once, then tell yourself, let me have a system. Every month, I would have money move from my main account to another account where there will be a spending limit, Every week, I'll have a certain amount of money that can go to that account. And you know that this week, this is the only thing I have access to. Keep to it. Right? The truth is that when systems exist, discipline emerges naturally. So have systems around you to keep you on the path. Right? And stay away from the triggers. Right? Number 4 is to budget for enjoyment. Budget for enjoyment on purpose. That we say you should budget doesn't mean that enjoyment does not have to be catered for. There's a part of you that must enjoy, that must have fun. The only thing that we're saying is that your fun must be planned. It has to be planned. That's the only thing we're saying. We're not saying we shouldn't have fun. We're not saying you shouldn't enjoy yourself. What I'm saying is that fun and enjoyment will follow a plan. So you don't sabotage every other thing because of it. Right? But when you now say, oh, because it's the enjoyment that is causing the problem, I will not enjoy anymore, it will not work out. Right? It won't work out. In fact, it will make it worse. Why? Because when you don't plan for enjoyment, it becomes impulsive. It becomes a decision you make in split seconds. And that's what even makes it more dangerous. So a realistic budget must include fun. A realistic budget must include rest. A realistic budget must include small pleasures. It has to include it, but it has to be planned. Right? If you don't, I guarantee you rebellion. I guarantee you rebellion. Self-rebellion. You will rebel against yourself if you do not budget for enjoyment. And that's one thing that a lot of people miss out. They don't include enjoyment in their budgeting. What happens that eventually you will sabotage yourself. There's a part of you that wants to be disciplined. There's a part of you that wants to enjoy and have fun. You must meet the needs of both. You must meet the needs of both. So you can't tell yourself, no, for this thing that I'm doing now, I can no longer enjoy it anymore. One day you will wake up. You will wake up and you will say, to hell with all the plan. Wealth, go to hell. I want to enjoy my life. You burn all the money that day. You will spend money like you've never done before. That will be you rebelling against yourself. That's what happens when we restrict. Right? When we restrict ourselves from a part of ourselves that we can't do away with. There's a part of ourselves that wants to have fun, that wants to enjoy. We can't do away with it. What we have to do is to plan for it. Be strategic about it. Right? Be strategic about it. Have a plan. Every month, have money for fun. It could be 2% of your income. It could be 3% of your income. Right? It could be 5%. Just tell yourself this money is for fun. When it becomes a problem is when you're now using a lot of percentages of your income every month to go and have fun. Then it becomes a problem. But you can make it budgeted, make it planned. Tell yourself, oh, I'll bring up 5% of my income every month. Maybe the kind of fun you want to have, that 5% will not be enough for it. So you tell yourself, I will have to accumulate it for 3 months and I will have that thing that I want. See, it keeps you anticipating. It keeps you looking forward to it. And because you're looking forward to it, it will even give you more courage to budget because you know that, okay, I just need to do it 2 more months and I'm going to have this. 2 more months and I can go to that spa. 3 more months and I can have that. But you must always encourage yourself. The fun part of your budget is an encouragement to you. Right? The next, number 5, is to shift from survival to strategy. Budgeting works best when you are planning ahead. Right? Not reacting constantly. If you're always reacting, you're just surviving. You're not strategic. If you're living in panic, you're just surviving. Right? Strategy calms the mind. When you plan and you strategize, it keeps you calm. Right? Then, because you can imagine, okay, let's take, for example, 2 people earn 300,000 a month. Right? Person A has no budget. Right? Spends emotionally. He's under constant pressure. Always tell yourself, well, I'm just managing, right? Person B has a very simple structure. Money is separated in different accounts for different purposes. there's planned enjoyment, right? But then there's small but consistent savings. Same income, different mindset, different outcome. Different outcome. So budgets don't fail because people are lazy. They fail because beliefs are unexamined, emotions are unmanaged, systems are absent, right? So until mindset changes, tools won't work. I'll keep saying it. Until mindset changes, tools won't work. Tools won't work. You need your mindset to change before the tools will work. An artist has a certain mindset. The gift for an artist is not in the tools that he uses, it's in the mindset. He sees things different from how every other person sees it. So until you have the kind of mindset an artist has, his tools will make no sense to you. Right? So what we need to do first is change our mindset for us to begin to see a difference in the use of the tools. We need to change our mindset. Our mindset has to change. All right? So let's round up because we're almost out of time. So the truth is, your budget is not fighting your income. What your budget is fighting every day is not your income. A lot of people feel, this budget is in constant. No, what our budget is fighting every day is our beliefs. Our budget is in constant fight with our belief. Because your budget wants you to do one, but your money belief, your blueprint wants you to do another. Right? But here's the thing. Once your money mindset heals, budget stops feeling like punishment. Right? It starts feeling like peace. Why? Because your budget begins to align with your mindset. Because when mind aligns, money follows. And that's where we come to the end of today's session with Wednesday session, right? That's the end of our Wednesday session today. Thank you so much for being a part of it. Remember, we're always here on Wednesdays, and we're also here on Thursday tomorrow. Tomorrow, we're going to be looking at another very interesting topic that nobody should miss. Tomorrow, we're going to be looking at emergency funds. Why budget needs a shock absorber. Emergency funds are shock absorbers. Emergency funds are key. They are too important to neglect. We're going to be looking at that tomorrow, all right, on YouTube, right? So join us tomorrow on YouTube for us to have a look at that, right? And also remember that if you're here and you're not a billionaire, it means you're not yet part of the Money Click program, right? Billionaires are members of the Money Click program. And we'll have a cohort starting up in the month of March that is coming up very soon. And you can be part of it. What am I even saying? We're already in the month of March. It started on the 22nd. The March cohort is starting on the 22nd of this month. And you don't want to miss it, right? You don't want to miss it. What we give you here, most of the time, are tips, right? But the main work of rewiring happens right in the Money Click program. And you have to join us and become a part of it, right? This is where we come to the end. If you need any information regarding joining the Money Click program, you can always come to us. Send a message to any of the numbers that are on your screen, slide into your DMs on social media, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. Send us a message and I'll reach out to you with all the details, right? Trust me, the Money Click is a place to be. The people inside can assure you that. Assure you of that. All right. Thank you so much, everyone, for being here. This is where we draw the curtain. Thank you very much for joining us today. I think we've had the most follows, the most views, and today compared to every other day in this year. Especially on YouTube. And I want to commend everybody who was part of today's live class. Please, let's be here back again tomorrow. Remember, if you're here and you're not subscribed to our page, please just click the subscribe button. If you're not following our page on here on your social media, on Facebook, Instagram, just click on the follow button and we'll be glad to have you see all our content every time we drop them. Thank you so much, everyone. Those on Instagram, I see you, Madam Linda, Tita Academy. I see you all. Those on YouTube, I see you all. I see you, Madam Enobon, Blessing. online Bible club for kids, everyone. And I'm Ronke. Nice to see you here today, Mr. Efobi. Nice to see you, everybody. All of you, thank you very much, Mrs. Ososike, Mrs. Josephine. Thank you so much, everyone, for being a part of today's class. Remember, every week, yes, every week we are here. Every week, every single week we are here. Wednesdays and Thursdays by 12 noon. And yes, we are all becoming. Right? Thank you so much, everyone, for being here. My name remains Chukwemeka Onyenezi, and I'm your billionaire coach. Have a lovely day ahead. Bye-bye.
Guy, have fun now.
Omo, I'm not really fine. Do you know they paid me last week and right now I can't even boost up to 10,000 naira in my account?
Seriously?
Yes.
Did you budget?
Which one is budgeting? I'm not a politician.
That's when your money is missing like NEPA lights.
But I didn't buy anything serious, shoes, bags, the thing that guys need now. And just like that, fiam, the money has disappeared.
But it's all these little things. That's what is taking your money.
Anna, but what should I do?
See, you have to create a budget. You have to track your spending. You have to prioritize your needs over your wants. And you have to save before you spend, not the other way around.
So what you're trying to say that this money management thing is no child's play?
It's no child's play at all.
The Money Click is an annual financial literacy program to help you up your money game. The Money Click is not just about money, it's about mindset. So in the Money Click program, go beyond budgeting to rewire your thinking, to rewire your mindset, to change your thinking about income, to change your thinking about money management. So we'll help you grow your income, we'll help you manage it, we'll help you invest with confidence. Money is not just about what you know. Money is more about how you behave. And every day in the Money Click program, what we'll try to do is to influence how you behave about money. This is not just financial education. This is financial transformation. I will hope to see you become a part of it. Thank you.